Hello, I'm Harold Timmis from SmartMaker, and I'd like to introduce you to the unboxing of the Tinkerer kit. So let's dive right in. This is the Smart Bus Basic. This has bus A and bus B. You'll notice bus A has your power, your 3-volt 3, your 5-volt, your VN. It also has SPI, MISO, MOSI, and SCK. Also an SS pin there. It also has I2C, which is your SD and SCL. On the bus B side, you'll notice B01 through B27. B01 and B02 are generally associated with UART, whereas the rest of them are open. You can use them for pretty much anything. If you had your own product idea, you can use them for digital, analog. Again, they're open pins. You could really use them for anything. So if you notice on your bus A side also, you'll notice that you have foregrounds on the corners. You also have foregrounds on the corners of the bus B. This bus allows for rapid prototyping. It's very flexible, and you really can't get much better than this bus as far as no wires needed. Again, it's rapid and very flexible. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example of connecting these buses. Okay, I just want to show you how quick and easy it is to attach multiple modules together in order to create a entire system. So I have a smart bus adapter for Raspberry Pi here and a Smart Host XB, and to use it all I have to do is connect it, and that's it. It's ready to go. And now if I wanted to add a relay to this, or a couple of relays to this, it's very simple. Again, you just give a little bit of clearance to your XB here, just like this. And now you take your Smart Host relay and just attach it to the Smart Bus, and there you go. Now you have both a Smart Host XB and a Smart Host relay connected to a Raspberry Pi, and you can use those with your Raspberry Pi. Now they're connected through the Smart Bus, which just allows it to rapidly prototype. It's very flexible, just like you just saw. I mean, and very easy to get started. Okay, so once you take everything out of the box you received from SmartMaker, you'll notice quite a few components here. So we're going to unwrap them and go over them a little bit. Okay, so once you're done unwrapping your Tinker kit, this is what it will look like. You have a micro USB cable, 12 volt 1 amp power supply, a power adapter, the Smart Bus AB riser, the Smart Bus basic double, the Smart Host adapter for Arduino, the Smart Host breakout, the Smart Host power, the Smart Host breadboard, and the Smart Core U. So now that we know what's included with the Tinkerer kit, let's go ahead and take a deeper look at each one of these components. So you have a micro USB cable. This will allow you to program your Smart Core just by connecting this end into the Smart Core, and then the other end connects to your computer. We have a 12 volt 1 amp power supply here. Now depending on where you live, you'll get a different plug. So for example, if you live in the United States, this is the plug you'll receive, but it will be different for Europe, UK, or Australia. Depending on if you live in either one of those locations, you'll get the usual plug that you should be able to use. And this is the power adapter for any 2.1 millimeter barrel jack power supply. The one that comes with the kit is a perfect example. So you connect one end here, and now you have what we use for our various power supplies that we have and sell. For example, the Smart Host power can be used with this adapter. It will allow it for a good connection, and you can power your devices separately from, for example, the Smart host adapter for Arduino. So the Smart Bus Riser allows you to lift your components up so they don't interfere with the other boards that you have. For example, the Smart Host adapter for Arduino has this barrel jack in the way, so most smart hosts can't go on it. But if you need to use it, then you can go ahead and just connect it on there, and now it's a little bit higher. And now, for example, if you wanted to put the Smart Host breakout onto this, you could, because it is now lifted high enough to where it's no longer interfering with that barrel jack. So that's what the riser is used for. The Smart Bus Basic Double allows you to extend your projects a little bit further. So if you wanted to use, for example, the Smart Host breadboard, you could just connect that right in, and say you wanted to use the Smart Core U as well, you could just completely attach it right there, and now you've extended your project a little bit more. Maybe you want another project, or if you wanted to extend your project a little bit further. So now you get to the Smart Host adapter for Arduino. This is the exact same form factor as your standard Arduino boards. So it even has a nice little breakout area here that you can solder components onto or what have you. It has a nice little ground rail as well. Has the ICSP pin out. It breaks out all of the digital, analog, and power. So again, you can just stack your shields on this. So for example, if you wanted to use your Smart Core U with this, you could just attach it right on, and there you go. You're ready to go. You can actually start using this just like that, and it will break out all the AB bus onto the header. So now you have your Smart Host breakout. This board allows you to it breaks out every pin on Smart Bus A and Smart Bus B. So you have your SPI, your I2C, you have your plus 5 volt plus 3 volt 3 power. You have B01 to B27. So it just breaks everything out, so you can, solder headers on here and tinker with it, or you can solder wire right onto it if you need to connect a device to your Smart Core or to the Smart Bus in general. So the Smart Bus or Smart Host power, this allows you to have 5 volt power throughout your system. So you can use this to power your core just by attaching it, and now you have power to your core just like that. So now we move on to the Smart Host breadboard. This allows you to use DIP, ICs, through-hole LEDs, through-hole resistors, capacitors, transistors, what have you, and allows you just a nice little area for prototyping so that you can come up with your own little circuits so that you can control motors, what have you, depending on what you want to control. You can use this as a little prototyping area. And all of these side rails here are all of the pins of Smart Bus A and Smart Bus B. And then it has a power rail up top here, including a ground. So it allows you to tinker with pretty much any type of through-hole device. Now we get to the brain of the system here. This is the Smart Core U. This is an UNO compatible board. It has 2 processors, unlike the Smart Core L, which only has 1. These processors, one controls the serial communication, and the other one controls any of the programs you upload onto the actual Smart Core. So and another difference between the Smart Core L and Smart Core U is the fact that this will show up as a physical device, a physical COM port, as opposed to a virtual COM port like the Smart Core L would show up as. So now that we have a further understanding of what is included with the Tinkerer kit and what each component can do, let's go ahead and go over an example. Stick around. Alright, so now that we're done opening up the kit and seeing what's included, we can go ahead and install the IDE and device drivers. I want to make it clear though that you could use other third-party software in order to program the Smart Core U, but we use for this example the Arduino IDE. So I'm going to show you how to download and install that program. So first we need to go to our web browser and go to arduino.cc, go to download, go ahead and go to Windows zip file, and it will start to download. Okay, once that is done downloading, you can go ahead and double click it. A nice window will open up. Go ahead and exit out of your web browser, and now we're going to drag and drop this folder onto our computer. It will immediately start to extract that folder so we can have the IDE on our computer. Okay, so that folder is now extracted. You can go ahead and close that window. Go ahead and click the folder that you extracted to your desktop and click the Arduino icon here. Go ahead and hit run, and your IDE will pop up. So now this is where you would write your programs for your Smart Core U. So now that that's done, we need to actually install the device drivers for the Smart Core U. So let's go ahead and do that. So exit out of the IDE, go to your device manager, go ahead and plug your Smart Core U into your computer, and you'll notice it says other devices, unknown device. You need to right click that and go update driver software. Click on the Browse My Computer for driver software. Go ahead and browse. Go to your Arduino-1.0.5.